Welcome to the Terror Dome, baby. We swarm, welcome to the Terror Dome. We swarm, let them know. We swarm, baby. We swarm, baby. All day long.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby. Second episode on YouTube. Another episode of Tales from the Terror Dome. You know how we get down. Another hokey great on the podcast today, baby. A
On the air.
yeah, the God MC.
Uh-huh.
Call him. That's what the
That's
streets.
right.
That's what the streets say. But man, tackling machine, Virginia Tech, DB, and back in the golden years. Man, y'all might know him as Mike Crawford, number 21 in the fields, number 1 in your heart. My man, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm blessed and highly favored to be here. Um, and just thanks for having me on, Dan. I appreciate you, man.
Nah, man, absolutely. Where are you from for the people that may not know?
Okay. Hometown is Baltimore, Maryland. Actually born and raised.
Born and raised, man. Crab cakes and football.
Gotta have it.
But you started out an unusual way. I believe you came out at 2 pounds, and the doctor had to revive you. Yeah,
Slapped me on the behind and the chest a few times. Most definitely I was premature and coming out of Johns Hopkins Hospital. We call it the old Castle Grayskull.
Okay.
Because it was it looked like one of those old vintage with the Tartarian type or deals. So yep, I was born premature coming out of good old Johns Hopkins Hospital. Born on February the 20th. A good day.
Yeah. And then for all you uncultured people, Castle Grayskull is a He-Man reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm telling my age, man. I'm telling my age.
Yeah. He-Man was like that. He-Man was like that.
Yeah, man.
But
Sure did.
they say that you came out premature, but eventually they couldn't stop you, man. You ran everywhere. You ran to the store, you ran to school, you ran everywhere. Like some Forrest Gump. Like, man, once I started running, I was running. Yeah.
Sure indeed. Yeah,
everywhere.
Man. Yeah. There's some old stories right there too. Yeah, man, you going back. Because most definitely like to go into that. It was not just running for exercise, but it was also running to keep myself safe. It's a crazy city here at times.
Yeah. I've been to Baltimore a couple times. Like, I'm in Northern Virginia. Most of my experiences have been like Camden Yards or like Inner Harbor. But I did watch The Wire every episode, like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm very yeah. So they say like that was legit. Like, that's what Baltimore was like.
Yeah, it was tough, and I grew up in something called the East Side Triangle, which was a lot of people know it as Perkins Projects, and then the other projects across from it was Flag House, and then you had Lafayette, which was adjacent to that. So it was the East Side Triangle right there. A little crazy bad news area, most definitely. Some fun times though.
Yeah.
It was fun times. Came away with your life, but
Yeah, you had to. I guess you had to be fast, huh?
Yeah, you had to be something. I'm telling you, man. You had to be something, man.
Man, so what age did you discover your love for football?
I discovered my love for football at a very young age. My father passed away when I was 4. Here in Baltimore, he was murdered, and it was. I watched him play. I watched him play basketball. I watched him play football, and I gravitated more to football because I had a lot of frustrations at times, and I was allowed to then release those frustrations in a controlled manner. That's what I found. I really love it. I'm gonna play defense. Well, actually, I play offense as well as defense, but I know I was gonna play some defense. Yeah.
What offensive positions did you play?
I played wing back. I also did a little wide receiver. That's when I was fast. Those fast days. those are two that I played outside on in reference to offense. On defense, I played multiple positions. I played a little safety. I played a little bit of outside linebacker. So it was a great transition. It was a great transition back in '98 when they were recruiting me and explaining that. Explained that to me to Virginia Tech, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good fit."
You so coming out of high school, like, what was your recruiting like? Did you have a lot of offers? And how did Virginia Tech come into that picture?
Oh wow, and I always tell this story, and I give a lot of props to my cousin Taven Phillips because originally Coach West was coming to see him. He's a safety, 6'1". He went to Mergenthaler. He was also a state wrestler, state champion in wrestling from Mergenthaler. They were actually coming to see him like my junior year. I think it was like back in '97. It was my junior year there at Patterson High School, and I was really starting to flourish then. And I was showing off on them. I was showing off on the boys. It's like, who is this guy? Who is that?
Man, that's so. Then Virginia Tech. You always say that Keon Carpenter, rest in peace to a legend, by the way.
Yeah, man. My God,
he was instrumental in you coming to Virginia Tech, and how so?
Oh yes. And this is great. I haven't talked a lot about this with any interviews. Back in 1998, which was crazy. Coach Pryor was here as a GA, and good old Lou West. They were recruiting me out of Baltimore. So when I came on my recruiting visit, we were preparing. It was in December, so we were preparing for the Music City Bowl against Alabama. The good old Sean Alexander and those guys, those boys from Bama. So they were preparing for that. And I had been on a couple of other recruiting visits, D1 offers that I had been on in University of Maryland, Pittsburgh. I was going down to Florida State. They had originally offered me, and stuff. So I was getting some looks. But the last or that final portion or that final piece for me was Keon was like, "Come on, man, Mike. See, you gotta come here. You're from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore. I'm gonna be the only. Well, I am the only Baltimore guy here, and I'm gonna pass the torch to you." So you gonna pass the torch to me? Okay. Hold on a second. I kind of like other incentives about it. It wasn't. It wasn't a financial portion of value. It was a portion, a value or a sense of value per se. That increased that hey, I'm needed here. Hey, I've always been a representative of Baltimore wherever I step. So, hey, let's make it happen here. And it was three things. It was three things that I always wanted to make sure that all of the kids that I've been recruiting, I could also take this as a portion of structure. Go somewhere where you can play. Go somewhere where you can play. Go somewhere where your degree, there's nothing to be said about your degree. Then 3, be away from home, but not too far away from home, So those three things, those three things met my criteria at that time that I had made for myself. I had boosts from Keon and Pilo, edging me on, excuse me, Pearson Prelude, Coach
Yeah.
Prelude. And it was a great recruiting visit. My recruiting chaperone was Emmett Johnson. So anybody know Emmett Johnson and Michael Vick were roommates. So that's like we got a chance to meet Mike before they were talking about the hype and things of that nature. Got to establish my own relationship with him before I even got there. So Mike was like, cool dude. It was just like family and love. That's one of the reasons that I also chose Virginia Tech.
Yeah, man. Like, I guess you get to Blacksburg, like, and you said like Baltimore, right? Everybody has a reputation. It lives up to its reputation. You said you were basically running for your life a lot. Like, how long did it take you to settle in Blacksburg and realize that, hey, like, I can kind of like let the edge go a little bit because it's a lot safer in this area and not everybody's trying to get at me every day.
Interesting question. Because I feel like I never left that portion of edge. It then became a portion of trust, and that I would have to build with then that institution, and then not just the institution, but also myself as an individual, and maturing into a man compared to a child, and the reins on you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting tattoos, mama.
Yeah.
So things of that nature. Also, a lot of the responsibilities I didn't have a problem with or transition with from just like from just life, because I had younger brothers and sisters. Um, and my mom, my dad passed. She remarried, and things were going. Then got divorced and stuff like that. So like it was me taking care of my brothers and sisters. So the transition to college on a personal level, it actually freed me up a little bit. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's everybody sees the on-field play, but they don't always know about everything that goes on off the field. Like Aaron Rouse said, he was raising his brother like while on like he was going home in the spring, working a full-time job, and then coming back, and with the schedule that y'all have, that's crazy. That kind of stuff is crazy.
But one thing I can say about and speak personally on Aaron Rouse. Aaron Rouse came into my room, the good old Rover where I was establishing leadership, and actually really getting my first years of starting a Tech, and still I remember battling with Kevin McAdam for the number one spot, but when they moved him over. But in reference to Aaron Rouse, we were the only two in that room with kids. So being able to have that relationship of someone that understood, that drew me and him closer, he and I closer together. I felt it's my brother right there.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Legend for sure. You came to Virginia Tech at what position did they have you envisioned as coming in? And we know you ended up at safety, but was it always that rover safety position?
I came in as a rover. I was in at rover. That was the position. They told me straight off the bat, hey, Corey Bird's got 2 years. You're not moving Bird, man.
Yeah.
You're not moving Bird, man. Hey, man,
Right.
I ran into him one time in practice, just thudding up, and I thought I tasted a little blood in my mouth. It was like running into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Him and John Ferguson. They're the only one.
I believe that. Yeah.
Oh man, what was the question? Oh man, that was just messing around.
I guess you came in as a, because
Came in as a rover.
players sometimes they come in like Cam Chancellor came in as a 2-star quarterback, ended up being Cam Chancellor, so like
Right,
not
yeah,
I didn't know if like you came in as what you ended up
yeah.
being, because a lot of times there's a lot of changing and shifting around, but
That is correct. That is correct, and especially at the rover and whip position, because it's so athletic, and we bring a lot of good athletes in. When I came in '99, originally Ernest Wilford was a defensive end, if you remember. But I came in at the rover position and stayed all 4.5 years.
Ernest Wilford ended up being one hell of a wide receiver.
See, right? There's so many different
Jacksonville
avenues, man.
Jaguar Ernest Wilford, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
man.
him and Andre Davis.
Good old Ernest. That was
And
my
I
guy.
saw you posted a video online with Sharon Stith, man. Nobody really, I don't feel like Stith gets the credit that Stith deserves in the running back timeline of Virginia Tech.
Correct.
I really don't. Yeah.
Man, see, it's different when you see it. You know what I mean? And you're there and you're in practice with them, because of course I was on that scout team defense and I was gonna give them a few licks here and there. Because that was
Yeah.
just my style, right?
Right.
And you don't understand how intricate that play of running back and your safety and linebackers, because I think about Kevin Jones a lot. The way that we used to battle in practice, he was ready he was ready for Sean Taylor. You see what I'm saying? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Sharon was just one of those type of backs that not only came to work every day, but he was going to give you maximum effort.
No, that's a fact. And I mean, I feel like every room on that team, like every position group, especially defensive back, like you had to want it every day because there was plenty of people good enough to take your spot.
And I feel, yeah, and that was the case. And I think that not that I think I know that Jim Cavanaugh and Bud Foster, they they also made it a challenge for me. Oh no, you're not coming in here, and it's not going to be easy. Just trying to understand the defense and so on and so forth. You have to be able to see more. And what I mean by that is not just the play, but what could they audible to and things of that nature, and adding that within your repertoire and feeling comfortable of making plays after you already know the play. You know, yeah, it's like going from being an average guy or a good athlete to a superstar, your all-star status. Things start to slow down. You hear a lot of people say that. It's because the repetition that you've had, and then it becomes a portion of muscle memory. I feel, that's how I was back in the day in the game.
Absolutely. No, I definitely feel like preparation, like when you're prepared, like if there's a calmer feeling and like things don't get into your head as much, like the outside noise is kind of tuned out because you already know what you're supposed to do. You just got to do it.
Let's do it,
Versus
man.
like you come in like you're not prepared. There's the stress of knowing you're not prepared, and then like it's easy, I feel like, for everything to get in your head. But if you just come in, stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready type of stuff.
Indeed.
Yeah, all you had to do was go out there and punish people.
Yeah. And then that comes to a full round, and I see, and I think I see some things like within tech now and how we're transitioning from coordinators to coaches and head coaches and things of that nature. And that's what I feel like is a portion that has been missing, of a portion of that energy that we used to have in practice. How practice just used to be fired up. Yeah, we did get in a couple of fights, but
That's natural.
but it was all love. I wasn't gonna let nobody else punch him in the face.
Right.
That's my little. we're gonna get to tough because iron sharpens iron. I'm from
I
Baltimore. Don't
remember
y'all say? Oh, I know y'all.
it.
See, we're the camera.
So it's not Baltimore, it's
It's Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's
Baltimore.
Others would sound more Baltimorean if they say Baltimore. Baltimore. That would be
Baltimore. Yeah.
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 If you say it like that, let it roll off your tongue like that. You'll sound like a natural.
Baltimore.
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 Right? You see?
Yeah. Yeah, I
See?
get it. And
You got it now. Right?
but to your point, like if you're not fighting in practice, I don't feel like my team cares enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember we'd have days. I only played through high school, but we'd have days in practice where my coach would come up to me and be like, "Yo, dang, it's a little lacking out there. I need you to go start some shit." And I'd be like, "All right."
Yeah.
So I would, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then we
I've
had a
had
good
coaches
practice.
like that as well. Get out there.
Sometimes.
Get him riled up, Mike.
Yeah, and to your point about iron sharpens iron, like I've had so many friends play at Tech from like Rock Carmichael, and then the people I've interviewed from like Ken Oxendine to Dwight Vick to all these dudes, and they say like, hey, practice was practice. Like we practiced so hard, the games were the easy part because
It was so easy.
Yeah,
it was
the
so easy
toughest
because
competition was in the room.
yeah, and the thing of it is like when you think about it, if you continue on a path of consistency, it's back once again back to the muscle memory. It's once again back to developing and cocooning and then your metamorphosis in reference to your intelligence of the game and what you see, because Coach Foster could call something and I'm like, hey, I see something different. We can make some move. We can make some adjustments. Because then when we get off the field, he's going to say, what did you see? One of the great coaching points right there.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a collaboration,
True indeed. Yes. It's not just one thing. And that's what a lot of people assume. Oh, you're going to win the game because of such and such or this athlete or so on and so forth. Everything changed. It's all in the equation. Momentum, energy, play call, not just the play calling, but your matchups. And playing a little chess.
Plus, I feel like it's a respect thing. Like there's for the coordinator to come over or your coach to come over and ask you, hey, what did you see out there? It's more of I respect your football acumen enough to, to hear what you have to say and your assessment of what went on out there versus, nah, I'm going to tell you what went wrong. This is what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. I love that coaching style because it gave us the ability to flourish. It gave us the ability to be an athlete because anybody can line up and run a play, but who can make a difference?
Right.
Is that the birds? We gonna have to get about. It's need to close the door. We got the birds out here.
Oh man, you
Baltimore birds.
Them Baltimore birds. Yeah.
How you scrapping, baby? Feathers flying.
The Orioles.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Right.
But 2003, man, you ended up in the I remember that Aaron Rodgers game against Cal. Y'all were busy. Y'all were busy. That game was crazy.
A heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I forgave Carter Wiley. I'm gonna keep it real. We family here, right? I forgave Carter Wiley. We missed 3 field goals and we lost by 1.
Yeah.
But so many other things. Like I said once again, matchups, momentum, different things within the game can change. It can make a difference,
Absolutely. And I believe you finished that year with 131 tackles, which is ridiculous. By the way, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like Luke Kuechly numbers. But
before
then
that
it's
was
kind
Luke
of
Kuechly. See, before that was Luke Kuechly,
exactly
it was Mike Crawford out here kicking behind and taking names.
right. Number 21.
Yeah, man, and I'm so ecstatic about being in the record books for that 131, and not just being known because also just not being known for having cancer, or going through cancer, that cancer
Yeah,
scare and stuff like that. Through that
that's
portion,
crazy
yeah,
because you went from being born at 2 pounds, doctor bringing you back to surviving Baltimore to Baltimore, surviving Baltimore, getting to Virginia Tech. You're having this great career, and then you get this. Hey, man, we found this lump in your lymph node. We're gonna have to get it checked out, and then your headspace had to be crazy at that point.
yeah, and it to endure something like that, and at that specific time, you have to have a community, and that's what I had at Tech. Not just community, I had family, and some of the great doctors, Doc Lagan. They had me some specialists out there. However, I did come back home and get a second opinion. They said it was what it was, so we had to do what we had to do, and and, and find a way to win, because that's what Virginia Tech has taught me, especially in their nasty defense. They're nasty, so nasty.
Yeah, very nasty. I miss it. I miss
Yeah,
that era for sure. But hey, man, the words, it was just swollen, had to have been the best words you've ever heard in your life at that point.
yeah. Say again. I couldn't hear the last part.
No, I was saying like when they told you, oh no, man, it's not,
No,
the
no,
C word. It was just a swollen lymph node or whatever. That probably had to have been like music to your ears at that point.
no. It came back. I did 9 biopsies. It came back. The last one on my second, and they said that it was. So it was. Yeah, we gotten rid of it. It caught it at the at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, actually it was. And then
Oh damn.
coming back from this, just over these last 2 years, I've been dealing with something, and that came back as benign, but not the other ones.
Yeah, I think I saw your video we posted on Twitter when you found out that it was
Oh,
benign, and you could see the
the
joy. Yeah,
joy, dude!
yeah.
I don't think.
That had me
Dude,
emotional. I was like, man, this dude like just found like you could just tell like, hey, you didn't have to say nothing because you could just see it, and you're like, man,
and I hope you could feel the authenticity, because just think about it, like, with my company, the first portion of the company, MacG LLC. um, I was dealing with consulting and transportation, so um, I was actually delivering hearts, body parts, cancer medication, eyeballs, before I transitioned the portion to the media. So I still have both. It's it's a man. It's a blessing. It's uh because I feel like nothing is there to hold me back. Even if forget the pain and all that other stuff, mentally, you know what I mean. Mentally holding me back. Do I have to consider how many doctor's appointments that I have to have in reference to radiology, blood work, and all of that stuff, man? It can get very, very tiresome and fatiguing, but God is great,
that's a fact.
right? So,
After tech,
yeah.
so you come back,
Mhm.
you get your degree,
Right, right.
yeah, which is a blessing in itself, right?
Uh,
You got and then you oh okay. Um Yeah, you get your degree, and then sorry, somebody popped in, and I was like, yeah. So you get your degree, and then
Mm-hmm.
you played, you went to the league for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Went to the Baltimore Ravens, coming out
Hey, home
coming out of
team.
the home team. Hey, look, and I thought I was gonna get some more love too. Hey, man. Hey, Ravens. Wait, hold on. Where the camp? But my agent my agent told me, look, Mike, that's gonna be a tough nut to crack. I wasn't trying to hear that. I just came off of cancer. I can do anything. I'm a I'm a record holder here. Hey,
Yeah,
show me some love. Uh, but understanding that that the NFL is more business compared to just what you would see on the surface and just going out there having fun, lots of money. Um,
right.
it's most definitely a business that may take you out of it. And I'm gonna say it again, Dion, prime time. I love you, man, but dang, baby, they cut everybody. You going to come back and cut everything?
Oh yeah, he was.
2004.
I forgot
Yeah,
about
man.
him.
The only dude
He
they
wore that.
kept was BJ Sanders out of camp. Me and
He
Coles
wore that.
Colas. Hey, look, me and Coles Colas were actually in camp
Was
for the
Cornell Brown
Ravens,
still
man.
there at that point or no?
C Breezy was there, but I think they were coming off of they were about to come back from OTs, and then Dion signed, and then I didn't see my friends.
He he wore some ugly number too. It was like 39 or something stupid. I can't remember what it was, but it was gross.
Oh man! Oh my gosh! I could have sworn it was like 51, but okay. I thought it was 51. Okay, but
Dion?
oh no! I thought you was talking about Cornell. Oh
Oh
yeah,
no,
Dion. Yeah,
he was
Dion won
swag.
39.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
yeah,
about him. Let's talk about my friends,
yeah. Crush Cornell Brown, man.
dude. Oh man! So the Ravens were. I keep saying it all the time. Oh man, I should have went to Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay wanted me to just play the outside linebacker position. If I would have went to Tampa Bay, if I would have chose Tampa Bay, I think I would have been starting in the next year because the outside linebacker got hurt. Yep. Then they went to the Super Bowl. I was like, God dang it, Michael, you're making all the wrong choices here.
Hey man, it's hard to not want to play for the home team though.
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard. And then my ties with the Ravens. Yeah, I think about this as well, right? Um, in high school, at Patterson High School, I was a portion of the Jonathan Ogden Club. He had just formulated the club in '97. I was one of the officers, so I was going to Ravens practices and things like that. I was talking trash to Michael Jackson, the receiver Michael Jackson,
Yeah. Not the king.
not talking to Mike Jackson because we had transitioned. Remember, the Ravens had transitioned from the Browns to the Ravens. Excuse me, got a hiccup.
Mm-hmm.
And talking trash to those guys. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come back and get in. What did I tell Michael Jackson? I told Mike Jackson that, hey, I'm gonna come back here and lock you down. And he said, by the time you get back here, son, I'll be retired.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's a good Mike Jackson story right there, man. I pray that
Yeah.
he's doing well, man. He's a great receiver, dude.
Yeah, that room was like the DBs were crazy at that. I mean, yeah, Ed Reed, Chris McAllister. Hey,
Chris,
yeah,
Chris,
shoot, man.
D Stocks. But
Mm-hmm.
my focus wasn't on those guys because they was gonna be running around with those fast receivers all the time. I was worried about that safety, that safety position. I had Will Dempsey and Jerome Sapp, in front of me, and when I came into camp, and then they wound up trading. They wound up trading Jerome to the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, man, come on, Ozzie Newsome. You know if it was been me and Ed Reed back there, it's gonna be hella pay.
Right.
They step a wheel. Good old
He had
Dex.
an all right. He had an
He's
all
good,
right
huh?
career, huh?
Yeah. The dude could play, man. The dude could play. I just felt like it would have been more helmets and the helmets loosening out there if it wouldn't have been me.
Oh yeah.
That's the honest fact.
Yeah, there would have been a few more medical tent
Yeah.
visits if you'd have been out there for sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely.
Came to bring the pain, baby. Came to bring the pain.
Hey, somebody got to feel it, you know?
Somebody's got to understand. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And then afterwards, you know, you
Mhm.
do all this stuff. What? Mutual fund analyst, investment product
Yeah.
analyst, managing director, fitness director. You did a
Yeah.
lot, man. Or you do a
Yeah.
lot, I should say. What
What a great.
what
Was
got
it?
you into that field?
Um. What really happened was this: after football, I bounced around to a couple of teams,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then it was just like I'm going to use my degree. Like uh, I had gotten contact from some alumni from Tech that were at Wachovia Securities there in Richmond, Virginia, and brought me in. I excelled within a couple of years and then became an analyst for their mutual fund department and adding funds to what financial advisors would be able to sell. And then I had to transition from there because then we purchased A.G. Edwards and they wanted me to move to St. Louis. And I was like, hell no, we ain't going.
Mm-mm.
That's what I told my family. Man. It's like that. So it carried from there. And then it just rolled into a situation where as I was transitioning from Wachovia Securities, I had an offer from Legg Mason to be an analyst for their mutual fund program, offshore and domestic. So yeah, so it was a great time to just basically use my degree. But then, of course, and the great crash of the late 2000s, right there, right?
Yeah.
That then put me out again to where I'm actually searching for employment. So then it's like I have too many talents uh, not to be able to create something for myself. I have the education, and then there was a portion of building confidence within oneself to be able to grasp with the differences because it's very hard in entrepreneurship, uh, especially just starting out and you have kids at the time, you know.
No, absolutely. And, is that how Mac G Media was born?
Yeah.
Mr.
So Meg
CEO
G,
and
yeah.
president? Yeah.
So look, check it out. So look, from the consulting portion or the consulting business and transportation, I then I then ran into some individuals and uh, and an old teammate that was working with a platform called Connect to Your City, and it was just up and coming and getting off the ground. Um, I helped them with some sales and things like that, and the commission from that, I just transitioned it into instead of taking cash, I just transitioned it into another business. So then I could go ahead and just uh, purchase not just my network TV, you get your radio as well, but also be a portion of the platform as well, where there's over 210 channels. So I can do some syndication and things of that nature. So I have some flexibility.
Man, that's awesome. And then obviously we see like now you're at football camps, it look like basketball camps, you're getting the people
I'm
hyped with all these hokies. You're rapping, like you doing all
oh
this
man,
stuff,
no.
man.
Oh no, don't put me out there.
Don't
I'm not a lyricist.
hey bro,
I'll put some music together. I do have some musical talents,
did
but
you not rap the theme for the ass kicking chicken bowl?
No, that wasn't me rapping. No, that's not me rapping. No. No, I have. We had to pay some people that.
But
You know,
yeah, hey
they
man,
gotta go
I
be
just
talking
know.
about me.
I feel, I
Oh
feel
man.
bad. I feel bad that it's got to be Shane, man. I
Oh
feel bad.
man.
It's got to be Shane. But
Oh baby.
I need the Hokies to. I need Brent Pry
Oh
needs that stamp, and I need him
yeah.
to kick the door in this year. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I talked to coach before. I talked to coach before with the spring game. I had did a lecture for personal finance class with Dr. Alex White. Just encouraging those youngsters. It's on YouTube, guys, and also on MacG TV. Um,
Check that out.
you gotta check that out. Now you gotta check it out. Golly, what was I saying? I was messing around.
You said you were lecturing a class
I was
before
doing a
spring
lecture
game.
and I got a chance to talk to Coach Pryor before spring practice. And he said anything that he could do for Keon, he was monumental to him as well as a player. He was a great guy. And anything that we needed. So like we're gonna get the Hokies down there, the Hokies tailgating against South Carolina. We're gonna have some with some cornhole, some push-up contests going on. We're also gonna have the chicken competition, the ass kicking chicken competition.
Be a judge.
Where there will be a reward of it's $1,000 in cash for grabs, guys. So $1,000 up for cash, 500 for first place. Also, you'll get a signed Michael Vick jersey, NSU, the brand spanking new. You can get those at MikeVick.com. You guys, you're not gonna get the signed one though. The second place for the chicken competition is $300. In first place is, excuse me, in third place is $200. Also, I will be offering a media contract. So the top chicken contenders will be able to show their recipe and also be on my platform as well and get them some exposure and amplify their brands. So yeah, it's we're gonna get the community involved. We're gonna get South Carolina involved, Virginia Tech involved. Um, because you also got to remember that you're right back down there against Georgia Tech. You're right back there in Atlanta. So why not have some establishments that you're comfortable with, and maybe you'd like a cuisine or dish from there that's local that you could try. So yeah, it's just hey, look, Virginia Tech. We always said we was ass kicking chickens, and South Carolina Gamecocks always said they were ass kicking chickens. So we're gonna see. We shall see. Feathers gonna fly, baby.
Feathers gonna fly.
Yeah, put that on the shirt.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you should. Feathers gonna fly.
No, see we live. Oh man, they gonna take my stuff. They gonna take it.
Hey,
So, no, I'm just
you
be blessed if somebody get it before me. Hey man, as long as
you
you
got
bring.
about 15 minutes from the time this ends till the time it goes on YouTube to get
I
that
know.
affair
Randy,
in
please,
order.
Mike, I need Randy. Put that down, Randy. You put that on the shirt, bro. Oh man.
Man, how did this come together? How did you come up with this idea that you were going to do ass kicking chickens?
Yeah.
And
So the way that it came to fruition is kind of basically what I was saying. All of my years through Tech, of course, we're the Hokies, but in the locker room and around campus, we always said we're one ass kicking chicken, and and that's kind of where it came from. And then seeing I went online and then seeing those, what was it called? Seeing some shirts that said that the Gamecocks were. So it's like, oh no, I got to make some shirts. And then
Yeah,
then that's how the ball and the creativity all came into play. Um, and then it just seems so right for us to acknowledge Keon, and he retired from the Falcons. Uh, you know, and how you just saw how it all or how it all came together or started coming together. The ass kicking chicken concept between each team, and then I brought in honoring one of our valued players that had ties, and then it's really just showing the the family feud basically, because we have Shane and Torian Gray with South Carolina. Hey, and you guys can check out that interview with Torian Gray on YouTube or my app. um, and so I started to it's not just conceptualize, but actually go forward and create a structure to where we could appreciate and honor our our players, our fallen soldiers. You know.
absolutely. Yeah, man. Keon was awesome. I
Yeah.
remember watching him play. He was
Yeah,
special.
and awesome also in the community as well, like with Carpenter House and Shutdown Academy, and what is like I think one thing that really hit me hard about Keon in his death was that you were saying that you seen me at football camps, but I was doing football camps for my teammates. Kevin Lewis, I did some for Jason Murphy before, and I was working my way to the Keon. We had talked about it. I had sent him some of my plans and stuff like that. And then a month later, he passed away, and that kind of ate at me a little bit. And I said I was going to do something for him, so now I'm going to do something for him. There's no more talk. It's time to get things done. 2025 is the year to do it. Get things done. The year to do,
Absolutely. It
and
is
that's
the
what you're
year
going to
to
see
do.
me all year. All year. Tap in. You're going to see me doing in the community. Uh, being a portion or a bright light as I can be, as much of a bright light as I can be, um, to the dark things that may be negative, things that may hurt our feelings, things that may challenge us, things that may come before us. But my motto after this last cancer scare was, we shall dominate anything that comes in our path, anything that dares to stand before us. You know?
Absolutely. So you are cancer free, right?
Yes, but I'm still working in my plan. Still working with some medical issues from that, so with the tumor and stuff like that now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm blessed. I'm good. I'm moving. I'm shaking. You're gonna see Mike see touch more than the sky if you if you get your microscopes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
man.
hey, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on my
Thanks, brother.
platform to talk about, you know, everything. You know, you're a great Hokie, great dude in the community. Um, I love what you're doing for Keon Carpenter and all the other Hokie alum and future Hokie alum. You know, you know what that sign says when you walk out of that tunnel. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta reach for greatness, baby. Let's go.
absolutely, man. Hey,
uh,
we're gonna see you in Atlanta. We're
oh
gonna
yeah,
see you in
you got to come
Atlanta.
on down. Come in. Hey, look,
Yeah,
I'm gonna save a spot for you for your podcast. I'm gonna save you a booth if you really coming down. Let me know.
I'm gonna
There
be
it
in
is.
Atlanta for that. Yeah, I have
I'll
a
save you a
sickness where I
spot.
go to all the Hokie stuff.
Okay. Well,
Like
gee.
not all of it, but like I mean, I have season tickets, and my aunt, she lives in Atlanta. I would have gone anyway. But yeah, I really, you know, I've always been. I mean, they brought me great joy and
Mhm.
obviously heartache, but that's sports my whole life. So like, now that I'm in a position to where I can enjoy the fruits of my labor, and that usually goes to going to Virginia Tech events, and I enjoy Blacksburg a lot. It's a nice change of pace from Northern Virginia, and obviously Atlanta's fun, right? I've done Nashville, I've done Louisville, I've done I've been to Atlanta for the Alabama massacre in 2013. So like I'm definitely gonna be there.
Okay, all right. Hey, and make sure people, you guys get that ass kicking chicken wear. Y'all got to get some ass kicking chicken wear. The merchandise is Mac G World. Oh, excuse me, Mac G Inspire World, and the links will be below. Boop, boop. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the bio of the episode for sure.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
Mike,
man,
I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and do this for real. Absolutely. And as always, brother, go Hokies.
Go Hokies, baby.